So today we're talking about things you need to do for you to buy a house, or how do you know that you are ready? Number one is you getting a good credit. If you're a first-time home buyer and you're going for a loan, as a first-time home buyer, the credit score that you require is 580 and above, 580 credits and above. Then sometimes you might even have a credit above 700, but you go to a lender and the lender still turn you down. The reason is because of your debt to income ratio. The debt to income ratio is a qualifier that lenders use to qualify you a better amount of loan. For example, debt to income ratio is the amount of money that you make every month minus the debt that you have that you're paying on every month. Before you go for a home loan, try to knock down some loans that you already have. That includes credit cards that you have and sometimes even car notes. Some people have a car loan that is up to $100,000. You cannot be having a car loan that is about $100,000 and you're trying to go for a home loan, and this $100,000 car, you're barely making over $6,000 a month. If you have that, you cannot have a loan to buy a house because your debt to income ratio is already above 50%. So how much is the debt to income ratio that lenders are looking for? Is 43%. And 43% and below. And some lenders can still take 50%. But what can you do for you to knock out this debt to income ratio, the amount of debt that you have? If you have credit cards that are having $500, some have $5,000, some have $10,000, pay those credit cards off. The reason is credit cards have the highest amount of rate that you can pay if you miss those payments, and that's why they keep damaging your credit. Why? Because they might be having like 17% interest rate. Credit cards have the highest amount of interest rate that you can ever think about. It's small money, like $500, but you're paying 17% interest rate. Anytime you fail to pay on those credit cards, they're going to cut down on your credit very heavy. So pay off those credit cards. If you have a car note, keep paying on those car notes. Add $100 to your car note. Add $50 to your car note. And that will help you to even pay your car off faster. Now, when it comes to debt to income ratio, make sure if you are having 5 debts that you're paying on, reduce it to 2 at least. Reduce it to 2. And even if possible, have only 1 debt when you're going for a home loan. That gives you a greater chance for you to get a better loan. You already have a credit that is above 580 as a first-time home buyer. You already knock out some debt. Now you are in a good stance. But what can make it more better is for you working very hard to save down some money. If you want a house that is within $500,000, just say you want a house that is like $500,000, and your down payment on $500,000 loan is 3.5% as a first-time home buyer. 3.5%. If you are a VA buyer, a veteran, your down payment for a $500,000 loan, if you qualify for a VA loan, is $0. But that still didn't stop you to pay your closing costs. Closing cost is different from this. And in fact, just because you are a VA buyer, will not still stop you from paying insurance on your home. You still have to pay those. So those all contribute to closing costs. But what you're not going to pay is the down payment. So for you, it's $0. But for a first-time buyer that is not a VA buyer, they have to pay 3.5% of this amount. 3.5% of this is $17,500. So you can save anywhere between $17,000 to $20,000. Plus closing costs. Closing costs can go 3 to 5%. So of this amount, you can save for closing costs something between $5,000 to $10,000. So the total amount of money you need to save for a $500,000 home loan, as you're projecting in your mind, has to be like $30,000. Then you're in a good stance. When you get this money, then you can call a realtor. Hey, I want to buy a house. I'm ready. I have a credit above 580. My debt to income ratio is reduced. I don't have so many debts anymore. My credit cards are paid off. Only thing I have now is car notes, which is understandable. And my car note is less. Now, they will never turn you down when you work on debt to income ratio. You reduce your amount of debt. When you have a credit above 580 as a first-time buyer, and you already have down payments. Because closing cost is something we normally negotiate with the home seller that it can help you. So if the closing cost is like $10,000, we can tell the seller to help you pay $5,000 towards you buying their house. You can have a credit of 720. You already saved down payment and closing costs. But when it comes to debt to income ratio, they still turn you down. You're not getting $500,000 home loan anymore. you qualify only for $200,000. Because how do you calculate that? Let's assume you're making $5,000 a month, right? You're making $5,000 and you already have debt every month that you're paying on that is up to $3,000. You're not going to get a home loan, all right? You can get a home loan, but that loan cannot get you a better house. So that's why you can see I'm making all this money, but I went to the lender. Instead of they give me $500,000 that I wanted, they said I'm just qualified for $200,000. The reason is you have enough debt that can consume all the money that you're working on. So when you want to go to a lender, that debt to income ratio is very much important. Reduce some debts, knock them down. If you've been following me to this point, my name is Brutus. I'm a real estate licensed agent. My phone number is 301-714-8824. You can help support me. This is how I need your support. Share my videos to other people. You might have a friend that wants to buy a house. You might have a friend that wants to rent a house. Share my videos to them, please. And that's how you can contribute to my growth. If you are interested in becoming a homeowner, give me a call and let's make that dream happen.